I am ready, and as soon as I figure out how to start my motorcycle, well, the bike is 5 years old, so I guess the battery can't take running this all this electric gear. And of course, I'm riding my trusty Royal Enfield that he's laughing because we just stopped and it wouldn't start, and I think it's the battery. And to be quite frank, I've been running all this electric gear with it, and the battery's 5 years old, so it might have been just a little bit too much. Yesterday I was out riding my Royal Enfield 500, and we stopped to turn some cameras on and things like that, and the bike wouldn't start back up. I had to use a Kickstarter. So today I'm going to do a little checking around on my battery and charging system. As you can see right now, since I got back, I put it on the battery charger and it's fully charged. The bike is a 2017, although I purchased it in January 2018. So as far as being used, the battery is at least 5 years old, and it's the same original battery with it. So I use electric gear a lot. Normally I have been using for the last 5 or 6 years this Tourmaster heated hand gloves and the heated vest. And I've used this on this bike before without any kind of problems. And it pulls about 75.6 watts. But yesterday I was using this first gear. It's the heated gloves and the heated jacket. And I think it pulls about 103 watts. So what I might have done yesterday, considering I'm not real sure exactly how many watts this Royal Enfield 500 puts out to start with, but I suspect it's less than 200 watts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what the voltage of the battery is right now. It's been fully charged. I'm expecting the battery, I've now taken the charger off of it, I'm expecting the battery to be between 2.5 and like 2.7 with the ignition switch turned off. So it came in at 12.99, 12.98 with it switched off. I expect it to dive down once I turn the ignition switch on, maybe to 12.2, 12.43. So there's the ignition switch on. So let's see, we're at 12. It's going down, say 12.36 at the lowest. Once I hit the starter button, I expect for this to go down to about 10.8. At low idle, I'm expecting somewhere with a headlight, the two pilot lights, tail light. At a high idle, I expect somewhere around 14.1, 14.2. So my battery is charging about what I expect it would be at idle. It's pretty much what I expect to be at high RPM. Pretty much what I expect when I hit this setting with no ignition key on. And it's also, when I turn the key on, it goes down to about where I think it's going to be. So I don't think it's a battery issue at this point in time. I did tighten up the positive nut just a little bit when I was checking this. But if I try to add all these things up, on all the wattages from the lights and things like that, I'm probably at 60 watts right there. Then if I add 103 in there, probably at 163 watts, so I might not be able to charge that. Just for kicks and grins, we're going to plug it in and see. At slow idle, the battery is charging. Alright, now I'm going to turn this electric gear on here and see what happens. I'm at 13, 5, 6. See what happens. So I went down to see where it goes. Okay, this is with the stuff turned back off. So it's charging the battery fine like that. Let's check it against the other electric gear. This is idle at idle. It's about 13.5, 13.6 without the other electric gear. The other electric gear I'm going to put in on the Tourmaster, which should be about 76 watts. So 75.6 watts, so it should take less of a drain. It's turned off, and I'm going to turn it on. It's turned on high. So high, even at idle, we're giving it 12.8, 12.9. I'm going to turn it off. Back up there. So the battery's charging. I think it's charging good enough for this Tourmaster gear on. But as soon as I turn it on, it goes down, but it doesn't go down quite as far as it did. So we're down to 12.7, 12.8. This, mostly above 12.8, especially above idle. Well, so my conclusion from watching it and seeing how much more of a draw that the first gear heated jacket vest and gloves puts on the bike versus what the Tourmaster did is the Tourmaster allowed the not so robust charging system to still keep the battery functional. It was still charging enough so the electric starter would work. But the first gear was taking so much more out of it that when you stopped, the battery was down. So it was my fault using too much wattage there for the charging system to make up. Lesson learned. Join me and my friends at Flat Cap Cafe Racer for riding and racing. Please subscribe.